Hello, my country people them. Salut una all. Today, na the 1st of August 2021, and as soon as time now for Cameroon, it be now na about 12:39. So I be about 9 minutes late for this live broadcast as I be advertise them on WhatsApp. I be sorry. Say I know if you can do them at exactly 12:30 as I be promised. So I be about 9 minutes late. Una pardon me as una join. Una match fire for continue for the share make it go far and wide. Una know the usual routine. My favorite black legs them. Una match fire for the share make it go far and wide. Thank una plenty my contribute them. I'm not going to waste too much of our time today. I can't talk briefly about this particular issue. I will give una one specific case study for this power where una see pictures on the screen where named Joseph and Queen Ndo Joseph, where he come from that side from Ginicom. We will talk about it. We'll talk about this live broadcast today. So we don't already get Ayuk Agbo Alphonse Day here. It's a happy Sunday, MKPD. Epanti Valentine is watching from Boya. I see you. Epanti. If you will receive the 10,000 francs a black leg top up from Mesombe Mbong, leave your comments and hope say all when I don't post. If when I be receive that small token, that top up credit way, other black legs them, they try to assist while other country people the way they did on the ground inside Cameroon, where they mash fire for do black legism, for sensitize what people them for save lives and property and for bring back peace and normalcy for Cameroon. My country people them. When I mash fire for Sharam. I'm not going to take too much of our time. We'll go straight to play our Kum Kum anthem and we'll mash fire.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa, we the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror. And your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
Thank you plenty. Now we'll play the Cameroon national anthem. We'll listen and then we'll come back for the presentation about the so-called dialogue without preconditions and how it be very important for we to continue for the march fire for black legism because now we get the key for ending Amazonia terrorism. And I go explain them for una the pathway with the plan. I'll give una plus case studies when I know say countryman, it can prepared with evidence. Thank you plenty my country people them. Today na the first day of August 2021. When our countryman it don't come for Tori Wudna about the so-called United States resolutions and all the other people the way they did for social media, the day for radio, TV and everywhere else. They talk say, the only way for end this conflict na dialogue. Now so they talk. No be me at the talk. Now so they talk. First of all, make una understand one specific thing. When some person a carry gun, it can kidnap your family member, they can go for bush, they torture you, then they send you pictures, and then they ask you to make you pay ransom. What you could do? Simple question when me they ask you. What you could do? Now, when you take that particular complaint, you go give them now to say gendarmes or police or even the army. You tell them, say, my mommy, my papa, my brother, my wife, or my brother, or whoever, they don't be kidnapped by this amba blast terrorists. They torture you in the bush. Maybe you even know who's how be. You don't take that risk. You go now to the authorities, then you go report you want their help. Now, what do you expect the Cameroon state authorities then for do for that kind of situation? You want me to go, she don't make they fold their arms, they don't help you, or you want to make them too, they carry their own guns to go for bush, for go try for help, for resolve, for release your loved one where it be kidnapped. Now, simple question that. So for as long as you get unauthorized terrorists them inside bush with guns, we will go bring bigger guns. Now, so a day in every single country in the world. If you don't believe me, when I go do that one a mammy nonsense when I do one for Cameroon, when I go do one for America, no, go do one for France, can't do one for England, or go do one for any other country in the world. Même Nigeria, we there for corner on a day. When I go kill 2 or 3 police officers, them see whether they will come can dialogue with una without preconditions. Now I contribute them. So when I be down here for 2019, 2020. What are I think that number 3 or 4 so-called United States resolutions, the way they don't make them. Even at one time, the amba sheet, no web last, they send news, they added, they make propaganda, they try for bamboozle, una fool, una, because they expect say una be poorly educated. They expect say una no go do una research. They expect say una no go understand how the world it work. They tell una say America don't make resolution. America don't make resolution. When was that? How many resolutions they don't make them? What is the outcome or the result of the so-called United States Senate resolutions or House resolution? Simple question. 2 years don't come past now since the so-called resolution where they talk say, and first of all now because say like I don't talk, because the amber fools them, then maybe they say they be stupid. By being stupid, I mean say they don't understand the same text where they write them, or they understand them, but they expect say you be stupid now. Why that they can't try for bamboozle you? Even for that so-called United States Senate resolution, the right now for this say we are calling on the both parties to dialogue without preconditions. Now, what is that? They say calling on. They don't get no powers. They don't get no authority for dictate anything for Cameroon. At one point, they try for bamboozle now with this issue, say they don't move Cameroon out of AGOA. They don't move Cameroon out of AGOA. No, that's what they tell you. They don't fool una all kinds style. What to be the outcome? What to be the repercussions? What to happen? When I say Cameroon government, they cry, they don't move them. No, they continue to march to do their business elsewhere. It is as simple as that. The world is big. If the 3%, imagine 1, 2, 3. I not talk say 13. I not talk say 13. No, 3% of trade where Cameroon get on with America will be affected by AGOA. Now Cameroon is total now less than 3%. So why not just increase your trade with China? Why not just increase your trade with the European Union bloc? Why not just increase your trade with South Africa, with Ghana, with Nigeria? You go cover up, you make up for that 3 miserable percent where America, they talk say they go move Cameroon out of AGOA. Who cares? That one that, America not even get no powers inside Cameroon because they don't get no influence inside Cameroon. First of all, now how much business did they do? I may not understand, say, even the small business where America, the first even do inside Cameroon, they instead increase their productivity, they increased their business relationship with Cameroon in the past 2-3 years. That is a fact. They built a brand new Caterpillar factory for Kribi. These 2 years for 2021, where they launch them, after the so-called Senate resolution. That is just the truth. No mean as if you like when I go for Twitter, for YouTube, for Facebook, go for Caterpillar, their own official website. A day for day, they open a brand new factory for Kribi. Okay, the Douala Grand Mall. Now, British company invest in that Douala Grand Mall where they open up for this 2021. Okay, the International Monetary Fund, it is still lend money to Cameroon, and Cameroon they pay back some loans them, and then they still do international trade. Japan, it don't actually contribute money. It actually give now international aid for Cameroon for assistance for redevelop the southwest region. All these things where they talk, so they happen at 2021 after 3 US resolutions them. So for tell when I say time with me, I become explainer for when I say those so-called US resolutions are nonsense. They write on top toilet tissue where person use and wipe last round for toilet. It means nothing. Cameroon get its own House of Representatives. It get its own Senate. It get its own presidency. The Senate and the House of Representatives, or the way they call it for Cameroon, say a member of parliament. Now, the lawmakers in that for Cameroon, they make laws of the land for Cameroon. Just like America, their Congress, they make laws for the United States of America. They didn't make laws for the world. No. They make laws just for the United States of America. So when the United States Congress talk, they talk now to the United States of America and to the people of the United States of America. They don't get no foreign policy whatsoever. Now only the presidency of every country it deal with matters of foreign policy. And when I don't see from actions them, America, their own foreign policy as well. Say now wait, they go respect Cameroon territorial integrity, and they don't start to arrest the embassy no where they did for America, from Mangang to Tamofo St. Michael, Walters Muma. I don't do all these presentations in Funa. Those are actions, not just words. So the so-called Senate resolutions them now noise, now politics. Now, make we go back to way most of our country people they be more concerned about. Most of our country people they be more concerned about getting their lives back. Especially people the way they be internally or externally displaced, people the way they don't lost property, loved ones, and they don't lost their livelihoods because of this Ambazona terrorism. Obviously, you want a sense of normalcy so that you feel pick up the pieces for your life and you mash fire for move on with your life, whether you want to go back for school or you want to start a business or you want to continue for whatever you be do. That one being the most important thing. So now the main driving reason, this driving principle, this way people they talk say, oh, we want an end to this. Oh, we want peace, because people, they want their lives back. That's just the truth. Yes, you want your life back and you want peace. We understand that. So some people, they be misguided in that aspiration or that desire for get your life back, in that desire for or desperation for go back to normalcy. And then you start to expect things the way it not be possible for happen. You start to expect miracles or manners from heaven or whatever. So when I start now to start to think say it is so, or if President Pobia just do this, if President Pobia, so now when I start to believe things them, like when I start to believe the so-called barrister Ashu, so-called barrister, and all these other people, they were now first of all, when I get to understand now politicians them, make I explain something for when I make a digress more. Some person, I think his name been a Rose and na male. But his surname na Rose. He write and a renowned writer. I don't forget the other names. He write for a book. Na person will study conflicts and conflict resolution. It describe war as a continuation of politics with the addition of other means. It mean military force. So it describe war as a continuation of politics with the addition of other means, such as military force. That's just what, and I talk about war, and war, first of all, no day for Cameroon. When I know very well that there is no war in Cameroon. Which way we get now for Cameroon? Now insecurity, yes. Now small political instability, yes. Definitely no be war. Any person where you understand war, where you know what a war be, it will tell you, say, there is no war in Cameroon. And now why that way, even in those so-called US resolutions, or even now for United Nations, every document where they put them out there for EU, for African Union, any responsible, respectable individual, it will write them, say, wait, Anglophone crisis, Anglophone problem, Anglophone situation, or the instability, the crisis, or the insecurity situation in the Anglophone zones of Cameroon. Now, so that they describe them because themselves, they know the difference between where to be war and where to really go on in the Anglophone zone. No be war. Now, some shit, no why blast them, where they take up chaka from Kradai guns them. Yes, so every now and again, a broken clock, it will tell the right time. So what? It no means saying a war. So make one understand that fact. No war, no day for Cameroon. And even in situations where we get real war, such as the First World War, the Second World War, the Biafran War, the United States Civil War in 1864, if I'm not mistaken, and all these ones that are real wars, them, how these wars they end. When I ask myself, when I don't ever ask myself, how the Second World War end, how the Biafran War end, how America, their own civil war be end. When I don't ever ask myself those questions, then before some person can begin tell you, say, but this one na amba, they always can't tell now this one say, every conflict must end on the dialogue table. Now so amba, they can't talk that nonsense. They don't talk. Tell me they will start. They will give an example. Say South Sudan. Now so amba, they talk say if South Sudan get their independence according to amba, so then too they go get their independence according to amba. So they forget or they deliberately not include the parts that it take them 22 years of actual war, where they lose 4 million people. They deliberately leave that part out because it be inconvenient for them, because they know very well. And if South Sudan be take 22 years, why after only 2-3 years they don't start to beg for dialogue? They beg na beg them. When I don't ever hear some person for Cameroon government or for on demand they entertain any idea for go dialogue with amba, she no why blast them as say two parties the dialogue. When I don't ever hear no. Why not only them they can't talk about dialogue? Why not only them they talk about negotiation? Why not only them? Because they beg for recognition. They beg to be legitimized. They beg for dialogue. They beg we for dialogue. And we know what dialogue with amba, she know why blast them. So as I ask now one basic question, how did the United States Civil War end? Might tell you how it end. First of all, the war be fought by the Unionists and the Separatists. By the Separatists, they will call themselves the Confederalists, or the Confederation, or whatever they will call themselves, the Southern States of America. So the Southern States, they be surrender, unconditional surrender before the United States Civil War it end. Now unconditional surrender. Okay, they no be go sit down for no negotiation dialogue table as where even the United States Senate or the Congress they want for them impose on other people them with the stupid nonsense where they write them on useless piece of paper where they use them for white last troam. Say go dialogue without preconditions. Say go dialogue, and as I don't tell una, read the words where they use. I say we are calling on any person get right for call another person. Every person, just like if Indian parliament or the one for Bangladesh, they woke up to talk, say, we are calling on our partners for Cameroon to try and enter into dialogue to resolve this crisis. When I go wrong, go do live broadcast to the talk nonsense. But they make noise. And because they believe, say, when I go be stupid for believe the nonsense what they talk about. Now, why that way they even go out there, go put that noise out in the first place? Because they know, say, when I go understand the intricacies of how global politics it work. So America to the play now in politics. America gets something to gain from Cameroon, and no one lose that thing. So no way, even that smart thing when they talk, say, America don't do this for AGOA. Nonsense. How that one affect Cameroon? But I don't already cover that one. The United States Civil War, now unconditional surrender from the southern states, it be resolve the Civil War. Now he end the Civil War. Okay? When we take Biafra next door to Una. Ma tell una something, the name way I be forget them. Last time I be talk to Una, I don't remember her now. I write them down. Now why that way? I remember her because obviously I tell Una start to come live. The guy name been at Effiong. Okay? Philip Effiong. He been at the Vice President and Chief of General Staff, Major. He been a Major General Philip Effiong. Okay? Now he is surrender. On the 15th of January 1970, is surrender, unconditional surrender to the Nigerian army. Now he end the Biafran War. Okay? The actual leader of the Biafran War in name Bina Ojukwu. Ojukwu fly out of Nigeria, go to Ivory Coast, he run, and then send now the Vice President, we been a Chief of General Staff, Major General Philip Effiong, make it go surrender, unconditional surrender to the Nigerian government. That is how the military blockade was ended. And then they let in food, supplies, and water into that region, the southeastern region of Nigeria, for give them aid, and then welcome them back into the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, so they take them end the Biafran War. What about World War II? When I don't hear about VE Day, for people the way they know about history, VE Day, they call it and say Victory in Europe. That's what VE, when I see this VE Day, Victory in Europe Day, they celebrate them for United States and the United Kingdom every 8th of May, every year. Why? Because on the 8th of May, 1945, now the day that way, the Germans, they surrender all over Europe, from Poland to the Czech Republic to all the other countries where Germany, it be occupied Europe, including France. Germany surrender. Yes, on the 8th of May, 1945. So from then till now, on the 8th of May, every single year, they celebrate what they call and say VE Day across the Allied forces then, for example, Great Britain and the United States, they celebrate VE Day. They call them say VE because they call them say victory in Europe. But that one, I mean, now be end the Second World War. Now, why did they only call them say VE as in victory in Europe? Because at that time, Germany is surrender. And then it means Europe come back to normal. No more hostilities, no more war. But the war, it be still rage on in the Far East and Japan and Indonesia and all those Pacific islands. Okay, it be been until the 2nd of September 1945. So from May all the way to September, where Japan is now surrender. When Japan is surrender, now that time now it end the Second World War totally. So America, it no be go sit down for dialogue table with Japan for yes, there be dialogue, absolutely yes, but Japan be surrender. If Japan no be surrender, the war for still go on till today. Yes. If one party no be surrender, it will still go on. So when people they talk say, well, they get to dialogue, all conflicts at the end of the dialogue table, all conflicts at the end of the dialogue table. Ma tell una now, I don't give una 3 international examples them how they take resolve them, including World War, including the one closest to Cameroon for Nigeria Biafra, and including the America ye own civil war for their way, they all end now by unconditional surrender. So many people they need to talk for the bamboozle una as if say una be stupid. No, may they not try for take them for make them una think say they so all wars they can't end now because they get a mutual agreement. No, wars that end because of unconditional surrender. Yes, some wars that end, like the one for South Sudan, because of a peace agreement, because you get the 2 warring parties, them they can't shut down, they make they agree because they don't see and say they so. The feed predict which way it will happen in the future. For example, if we don't fight for 22 years, so you don't learn some lessons in those 22 years. You know, say this thing, if it still go on for another 22 years, and there is such a thing called Pyrrhic victory. I don't know if you understand what a Pyrrhic victory means. Pyrrhic victory, now basically a victory where it come at too great a cost. I think so, I don't talk about this one before. For example, the name Pyrrhic, it comes from a Greek, I think he was a Greek king, where if you go into war, and he win the war, but at the end of that war, where he win them, he cry past the man with loss. You know why? Because he cry at the loss where you don't attain them. You know, the population, the properties destroyed and everything. He cry past the other team where they beat them. He said, look, this may be a victory, but it came at too great a cost. So now the situation that will happen in South Sudan, when they say they can't say and say this, so no. After 22 years of fighting, something has to be done. We simply cannot allow this situation to continue. So now they come, they get resolutions amongst themselves, they get dialogue, they get meetings, and they negotiate terms of going back to live together as one country. And now why that it be conditional, and the conditions, they spell them out on the comprehensive peace agreement for South Sudan, say this so. Okay, now what is this will go happen? Now the pathway is, okay, we will live together for this number of years, and in this number of years, we will divide resources by this, and in this number of years, the vice president, it will be John Garang, will be the leader of the Sudan People's Liberation Army, SPLA, and then they talk to this so, and then after this number of months or this number of years, we will get a referendum for the South Sudanese people then for decide their future. And then they get the referendum, and then after the referendum, they decide for vote for independence. Even though till today, South Sudanese people, they regret why they get the independence. I just want to tell you that story for people the way they never yet really understand the South Sudan situation. Now, what's that way it will happen? Okay, so yes, some wars then they way they end on the negotiation table and it become a political situation. So as I talk right from the beginning, say war now a political, now just continuation of politics with the addition of military force. So, but then when politics, when I don't say and say this, so the politics, it don't go to a certain extent where when I don't need when I military force anymore, when I don't get some kind of resolutions the way it will continue politics without guns, then the both parties, they put guns aside and they move on with politics. And now that's where Sako Ekome, Ayabacho, and the rest, they come in, because when I don't already see letters the way Sako don't write them to Yaoundé, begging for ministerial positions them. When I don't see situations where the same individuals them like The ones where they call themselves so-called general for Amba boys, they don't they beg for get Cameroon passports them and forget a lot of money, forget financial reward, so that make them drop their guns. Even plenty Amba boys them, they don't message me, they say, countryman, I want to drop my guns, but what you do for me? I ask you, say, now me I be sending you for bush, keep the gun, idiot. You think say I will pay you for save your own life? Keep the gun. Okay, my contributor. So I know one for overlabor this particular point. So the point I say with you, the way we could take in our own particular situation, because the situation for Anglophone Cameroon, it be a little bit different from what will be happen for World War One, what will be happen for Biafra, what will be happen for United States Civil War, what will be happen for South Sudan. It be different. Why? When I go ask me, simple. All these examples I give now war. What will happen for Cameroon? No be war. Na terrorism, na criminality. Now which that way it happen for Cameroon. For as long as the people they get profits and benefits from that terrorism and criminality, they go most likely continue until they get stopped. And they only get stopped by force. Because person will carry gun, it only hear na gun. Simple as that. So there will always be a military option. When they can't kidnap your person, you get to go report. And when you go report, you need to go report somebody to go play tabala with the kidnappers and where they did for bush where they carry guns. No, we need to play tabala with amber sheet, no white blast, especially the one we carry gun. With the wipe it away, case goes nowhere, life it continue. So now the situation that way we find ourselves in. So make I go back, we come full cycle. Or not full cycle, full circle. So make I come back full circle for what we're able to talk about. So as I be asked first question, say, you way that you be displaced, whether a refugee externally or internally in the Francophone zone, or you be displaced, just come up for Kumbana, day for Boya, you suffer for day, you not get house for day. The problem where you get now say wait, then the insecurity where it in your communities. You want for go back in your communities. You want for reclaim your properties them back and for live your normal life, for go for school and for do the things in way that you want for do and for advance your own life. So now why that way many people they go talk say why because the see say the onus is then on the Cameroon government and the mentality that for people they say make Cameroon government do something. Now the quote that way me I don't hear a lot of people they talk say make Cameroon government do something. And then when you ask the person where it request Cameroon government for do something, you ask he say make Cameroon government do weighty. They don't know them. They just want miracle for happen. They just talk say make Cameroon government do something. Make Cameroon government do weighty. Exactly. Make they do weighty. That's it. And then when the people they two way they talk to me the dialogue, you ask them say make the dialogue with who? They don't know them. They don't know them the person where they want me the dialogue with. Simple as that. They don't know. Because when you start asking them, they will give you random answer like say, oh, they know the people the way they did for prison, or they know the people the way they fight them. Okay. But are we not already in dialogue with the people the way they fight we? Me I be black leg, no be so. Now Amba can't attack me, no be so. Excuse me, I need to talk with Beltus. I need to talk with Kawa Clovis. I need to talk with Joel. I need to talk with Kingsley. I need to talk with the Amber boys them. How when I do things say we convince them out of that bush. When I show una, I always talk my thing. I give una plus example. When I see this one, he be call himself time be still there for bush. Now only small pequeno. This guy is only about 18 or 19 years old. He be call himself say baby police. He joined Amber at the age of about 16 or 17. And they call it baby police for a reason, because now small pikin, when I see your face fine, I would don't already show this face for una for here before, okay? Now lebi alem, it come out, now bang one pikin, okay? It be there for bush. Beltus know ye personally. We do this sunshine and when? Since, actually no, this one, now July. But this particular, now this July, but we want to release this picture after we don't already catch it. This guy is there for prison right now. If they never wipe and try for some side, he's there for prison. With sunshine since 2020. He denied for come out for Bush. His real name na Tomankian Noel. Okay? He call himself baby police for Libya Allen. Now, he go prison. If they not already wipe it one, he go prison. Okay? With sunshine, he denied for come out. Okay. When I see this one, I give an example specific way come out from Libya Allen. Now 5 people in that, the one from middle, when I know it very well. Now our favorite Bangwa man, Beltus Atesong. All the other ones where they dey for corner, all the other 4, now ex-combatants them today. They drop their guns, no be so. They come off that bush, no be so. How when I do things say they come off that bush? We dialogue with them, no be so. Yes, we talk to them. We dialogue with them all the time. Just like how John Garang, if they dialogue with the people in South Sudan, just like how the Confederates and the United States Unionists, they dialogue during the Civil War, just like how me, I personally be there for Yaoundé, for corner one of the generals them, when we Chris Anu, he take a phone, he call that general, they talk. The general turned the phone, so he showed me. He said, "Na your countryman." Yes, Chris Anu, I be there for the person. No, some person tell me. But then again, and I don't talk this part before conspiracy theories, they go run around and they make conspiracy say Chris Anu. No. At that particular time, Chris Anu, it be get really good reason for the call that particular person as well, because now that time that way Chris Anu, Mami and his sister, they be arrest them because they be part of that criminal gang where they be kidnap people for Libya. They send them money. Whether the girl in name being Berries or now what they call her, I don't forget me name now. It no mean nothing to me. Okay, so Chris Anu and Mami, it be there for said at that time. Chris Anu, ye and the generals for Yaoundé, they talk. Ye and Sako come, they talk. Sako, they pick their phone, call them all the time. Sometimes they need the military officers for Yaoundé and whatnot. Of course, they be busy people. They get more important things for do. They need to talk to the shit no white blast most of the times. But every now and again, they answer their calls. Them ask them, "What do you want? What do you?" When I say una want take over, no, una go take over. Make us say. So now another example that make us stay only for Libya. Okay, this one in name now wait now Martin. Okay. When I see the information is there on our screens, what happened? He surrender. Yes, he surrender. Now Belchus that. Belchus don't do fantastic work for Libya for bring back peace and normalcy way happen. Wait there for Libya now. I tell una specifically about Libya because I come to Libya to be particular about Libya. Now Belchus that once more. Ye there now with that guy be there for Bush just 24 hours before. Belchus go right inside Libya, go collect it for Allah. Okay, he hand himself over to the divisional officer for Allah. Belchus go right for Libya, go facilitate it coming out of the bush. How I think so will achieve that surrender? Through dialogue, no be so. With the already dialogue with the shit no white last for Bush, with the already dialogue with Amba. Now another one this. Now in that, this guy named Joseph. Now in that, okay, and Nanga song Joseph. Time will be there for Bush. For when away the conspiracy theorists, the way they out there, where they go talk, say no, this is and that. Now in that, no be so. That picture be taken for Libya 2019, while he was still be Amba. It clear or it no clear? It clear? My country people, it clear? Now in that, for July 2020, 1 year ago, what happened? He surrender, unconditional surrender. Now in that, picture taken in Chang, 20th of July 2020, after he don't drop the guns. How I think say will achieve that one? Dialogue, okay? There plenty. When I see this one, we'll do KBI, we'll do our investigation, we'll do our job, okay? We'll do our job. This guy named Nkemanja Clovis. When I don't hear Belchus don't sing this one in name too plenty time. Now in this, Clovis, the guy where they cut the where we cut the picture for yes so on the right so this guy now Oliver Lekiaka this time where they be see the act film them film Masha for Libya now Clovis this now Oliver Lekiaka this for a corner okay Nkemanja Clovis now that day what na Oliver Lekiaka or na it be then na or Ayeke as well as Oliver because even Ayeke be then under the Red Dragons if una don't forget make I remind una Ayeke be been under Red Dragon. Wait, Usa Clovis day today. It don't surrender since after this sunshine na April 2020, it surrender. Okay, now another one this. It clear for Sir Michael. It clear. Usa day today. It don't surrender since. So for Libya now another one this. Zilfak Nico. It clear. It don't surrender since. Some are contributed. Una fisiam. We dey bring una exhibit A. Okay, now make a come now for this one way I can't do this live broadcast about today. Okay, when I see this part, I go read una his story and then I will tell una what it don't happen. Okay, we do sunshine for this part where name Joseph Nkwen. Ambazonia terrorists from Junicom. We do the sunshine now since 24th of June 2021. Wait, means wait. Now just 5 or 6 weeks ago where we do the sunshine. It never even reached 6 weeks where we do this sunshine. Towards the ending of June, not just July, this way don't just end finish. Okay, now just about 5 weeks where we do this sunshine. When I see you face final, okay, ma tell una his story because we write them. When I feel read them for ourselves, I say this Pajo, he been a headmaster of GSL in one and Benny in Ginicom. I don't know how to read some of the names them. In Ginicom subdivision, he been the pioneer supporter of amba terrorism from Ginicom. They talk say he be closest collaborator for so-called General Arke. Okay, he give you school for be used by Arke to celebrate ye mami ye death celebration. Okay, and he also be appointed by Arke as the inspector of basic education for Boyo division for 2019 till date. So, and now why do I say LOL, laugh out loud? That they laugh because they call themselves the inspector of basic education for Amba. So now it talks say the message will write and say he is operating as community school. It operate community school in that same locality with so-called General Arke, and we believe that he is currently in that same community for Mbini or Mboeni. I don't know how to pronounce them. So now they talk say they force parents to send children to that so-called community school or pay heavy fines. We believe that the divisional officer from Ginicom has already suspended his salary since 2020, but please, it should be double-checked. And they be go double-check him. So now, we also talk say he travels freely to Bamenda to buy supplies for Arke and his terror gang. The worst thing is that all his children are schooling in Lum. All the police and gendarmerie in the country should have this information. Ha! Operation Sunshine, MKPD, mash fire. After we send that information, so when I know how long it take before this kunyam is surrender, kum. The fear of kum is the beginning of wisdom for Amba should know why blast. Now in this, ma tell una say on the 10th of July, we'll do this sunshine for this part on the 24th of June. Okay, by the 10th of July, where una fit count. No, 24th plus 6, it don't reach 30th of June and then plus another 10. Wait, mean say wait. Now in less than 3 weeks. After we do the sunshine, less than 3 weeks, fire enter the pie Shiriho. Better fire, mashing of the fire for Shiriho. This pie is surrender. Yes, the sunshine it go viral. It go viral. When I know how countryman do it thing now. It surrender. If you don't surrender, since I say countryman we get time. And we get time for can't do the live broadcast or for can't post the information. Say if you don't give up. Now big black leg. Now it give you all information we need about Arke. All the information we need about Arke, na di party game now. When I understand, it is work. It is sing like canary. It is sing. All the information we want, it is sing. So after we do that sunshine now, it start hot. It see and say picture don't go everywhere. It see and say they go deliver a kum. Anytime, it go finish a kum. Where it start time. What you do? It start the picky phone. They call the it start picky phone. They call some of the leaders and the authorities there from Ginicom, like the divisional officer, mayor, and any person will get a number, they start the picky phone, they call them, they cry, they beg, they say, no, pa, una know, this thing, this, that, so, una know, start to talk about kind stories them. Una understand? So, the authorities then from Ginicom, they talk, say, well, that gospel where you preach and so, that one no concern me for no side. You know how for can't you know my office, I be authority way, I get office, I be divisional officer, no. I get office, escape we don't carry our office for head. No. The office no be mobile. You know what's how the office day. If you want for can't surrender, you want for can't talk all the story where you talk so. Come from my office can't talk, me with Tori, nothing no will happen for you. Only fear, where be the fear? Yes. So after a while, it called this one, they tell the same story. It called this one, they tell the same story. It called this one, they tell the same story. They tell say, first of all, countryman no get no reason for lie about you. Countryman know you for whose side. You and countryman when I don't ever crossroad. No. Before countryman want post this thing about you now because say it be authentic. Correct black leg, it don't do correct investigation and they don't send it the information and they don't release it out there. And when countryman put it thing out there, it go viral. All gendarmes they get them. All police they get them. You no get no bending corner where you go pass again. That is the end of you. Even from Fonzo, you know if you go. Even for cross enter Nigeria, that is the end of you. Just can't surrender you if you want to see the next month. Depa, it go surrender since the 10th of July 2021. Now that day that I get message enter my phone. The message there for my phone here, where some person sent out for me. It's a for this particular phone. Now this phone we don't destroy Amba go past Galaxy Note 9. This particular phone, the best 600,000 francs I don't ever spend them. Best. So my country people them. How our own situation for the Anglophone zone it go end? Simple question. I go tell you now. It go end when the diaspora it become irrelevant. Yes. At the moment, the only reason why Ayabachofi even opened the mob talk, or Sako, or Tapang, or Eric Tato, or Chris Anu, the only reason why they open their mob talk, now because of the Amba boys, the way they did for Bush, they terrorize people then. And now the Amba boys, they give them relevance, political relevance. Like I don't talk from that. Say war not just a continuation of politics with the addition of other means like guns. Okay. Now the boys them on the ground like the Beltusis, the Kawayani Clovis, Nambere, the one that will be carried gun. Now then they give legitimacy. Now then they give the voice or even the opportunity for this shit. No white blast for diaspora for even talk. Imagine a day or a time when we no Amba it no exist in that community anymore. You think say life it no go return back to normal? It go return back to normal. It is as simple as that. Life it go return back to normal. So for situation for World War One, when they will get victory in Europe Day because the Germans they will surrender, and for Nigeria Biafra they will get a particular day where the Major General Effiong it be go surrender, and then that time military officer Olusegun Obasanjo, when a former president for Nigeria, it be na he be accept Philip Effiong his resignation and he surrender, then he go announce for Radio Biafra say may they cease all hostility, all hostility. Sorry, I guess more tongue tied. Maybe I need to drink some more water. Sorry, my contributor, when I give me 1 second. I don't even pronounce the small word say hostility anymore, and because of same, and maybe I need to hydrate myself, or I need to drink small diba. Now give me 1 second, oh, I drink small water because my throat it be parched as well. Now give me 1 second. In the meantime, while we at the drink small water, when I listen, my country people then to Kumkum anthem.
Hail, hail, hail the Kumkumasa, we the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kumkumasa, Kumkumasa, you shall free our country from terror, and your blessing shall be like the stars above. The Most High God shall be your guide.
Thank you, plenty my country people them as I be the talk. So as Major General Philip Effiong, he be give the resignation, the surrender, and then military officer Obasanjo he announced for Radio Biafra, say may they cease all hostilities, and then it bring an end to the Biafran war. It will happen instantly on a particular day. All war it end. Now so it will happen too for World War II for Europe. When the Germans surrender, now so too it will happen when Japan is surrender. Now so too it will happen for the American Civil War when the Confederacy it will surrender. So that situation it no go happen for Cameroon. Make una understand that one. It no go happen for Cameroon. We no go ever get a day where it could just talk say bam. Now the end is no more Amba, this and that. It no go happen. Ma deliver una the news, make una know. Say it no go happen. It no go happen. Wait till it go happen. Now say some person they envy my bed. They can't come on me for the hotel stuff. So now it did the way. Okay, anyways. So una the distract. So wait till it go happen for the Anglophone zone. Now say the strategy where I don't outline and for una na chuku. Okay, now the strategy that na chuku wait means wait one chuku at a time, one person at a time. I don't show una from baby police where they arrest them, with sunshine they arrest them. The other one for Sam Michael, for Lebialem. The other Amba boys, them. As a result of that one, I don't see the result. The vast majority of the IDPs, them, from Lebialem, they don't return back to Bangwa land. They live ordinary lives. When I see the noise, the propaganda way Oliver be make am. When I don't show una plus videos them for 2018, where that time the so-called Red Dragons they began about 800 boys them. When I don't see now why that way they call Oliver Lekiaka as a film masher because it be they make films them. For 2021, when I don't see Oliver Lekiaka make one video, why when I think say not make video anymore? Because even the uniform, the costume, where they use them, wear them for act that drama, where they act them for Bush, even Cameroon military don't go seize them. They want go run, leave all thing they can't carry. Plus that they are the rusted pipes, the way he fabricate them for Bush. Okay, even the costume where they wear them for act film them, they don't seize them. They don't even get plus costume for wear them act film. Now for tell you say the strategy for chuku for will disarm, de-radicalize one Amba boy at a time. If we no wipe one, we compromise one, we at least de-radicalize one every single day. Now, how many days the day for 1 year? If you say we wipe one and then we de-radicalize one for 1 day alone, now 2 that they don't go for 1 day. If you talk saying that 300, we talk saying that only 350 days the day for that year. It means say we go wipe 350 Amba for that year and we go de-radicalize at least 350 for that year. You add them up, now 700 Amba that they don't go for 1 year. Now how many the day for Bush? I don't care whether you say 10,000. All we get for do now divide 10,000 by 750, you will find out the day where they will wipe them all finish. Because the truth and the fact now say Amba numbers it no they increase, they reduce. If Amba they decline, plus for Facebook where they need face bullet, Facebook where they need chop kum for day. If for Facebook, Amba they run from Yannick Sikot to this one you call itself say Gabila, Dr. G or whatever, to the Nick Santos, so on chat them. If for Facebook they run, then imagine the one where they run on the ground, where they don't flop DDR center and so they will not even get time again for DDR process. They don't run go Nigeria, so they I don't play on videos and audios where they cry. Say they arrest them for Nigeria. I do have live broadcast yesterday. The name for that shit no while last way I will forget name now Lambert. We call itself General Lambert. They arrested the other day for Nigeria. Yes. Ayuk Tabe and the rest. Neraten they didn't for Konengi. How they pass reach for Konengi? They don't come out run no. Say the day for Nigeria. They think say na safe haven. No, they pick them up the day for Konengi. Amba no get friend. As I always tell una. Did I don't flop? Yes. I don't get time again. Now why don't I see me? I still sing about disarm, a lie. People don't even message me. For example, the other day, Success Congo message me talk say time with 10 Kobo be kidnap these delegates and whatnot. Say no, he get connections where he want talk to 10 Kobo for make 10 Kobo drop the guns. I tell say I no one make it drop the guns. He said, what do you mean? I say we go kill you. We go kumkumaisi, we go wipe it through him. End of discussion. Make it not drop the gun, make it hold him. So person is begging. It's only a matter of time. You know what? When I know country, I show una plus video. It is only a matter of time. When I listen.
Yeah. Now church this. That church we wanna define them every day. And I know this. I do the mass. I do the same. I know the call my face. I will call my face. That's the first time where I will define una. But now I know the same. I know say una define me, but I know say una see me. Even when I don't tell now, we can never come cut my head, come give Mr. Beer. When I do it, I will tell me, I'm call una. Okay. And as more time I will find Mr. Beer. So we did. That church I saw the talk. That church I will talk every day. I made this. I know the fear una. Okay. Because I need to call my face before I talk. When I can sing them, when they find me every day. And I made this. When I know place where I day. No. Why when I know come to place where I day? We don't come. I be foul. Foul. I don't be foul. Even when I come to the neighbor house, when I will see me, I will battle una. Now my weapon is the way una every day. Day and night the way una. Now ain't that? When I come, when I will see me. Yes. And I want them to say, maybe video go right for presidency. Presidency.
The definition of shit no white blast. I don't even show one plus the video. The person we post them. Any person want go watch and go watch the rest of the video day for day. I give one plus evidence. No, na chacha that will be the main noise no. When I hear the noise will make him shit no white blast useless and kunyam where he decide to offer a life for give political relevance to Sakoi comment. Ayabacho, Chris Anu. Yes. He say I be foul. Una no see die body. He sleep for ground. No be sleep like foul. I never show una the dead body. We don't broadcast the nonsense. And I say the talk. No me na Cameroon military kill you. Now, I do not think that when I get to understand why that at the talk say, why only no go end the way Biafra won't be end. It no go end the way American Civil War be end. Anglophone crisis and Anglophone, this insecurity, it no go end the way the World War II be end or any of those, because those ones be end by unconditional surrender. This one, no be war. Na terrorism, na insecurity, na small political instability. Na political process, absolutely. It go end with politics, and it go end the insecurity and the killings. It go end when the population on the ground where they suffer from the terrorism, they decide to make it end. I don't show una plus videos the way communities them for that side for Bui. They come out, go for the Amba camp. Yes. The whole village come out, go for the Amba camp, go tell them, say, we no want una for here anymore, una come on, go, una go. I know we don't care who's how una go, but we no want una for here, una go. They drive them. They drive the Amba boys, and why? Because they can't show up for that community, they commit atrocities them. When military one come, they run. They come on the pretense, say they can't defend the people they know. The when military come, time reach for the can't don't stand defend the military, they defend the people them, they run. The military come for they wipe any traces of terror. Any household they use them for launch terror attack, they burn them down. Yes, and they're supposed for. That is the right thing to do. If you offer your house, terrorists they use them for target other people, them they go burn the house down. Simple as that. With the talk and for pure English, me not here, it will be burned down. Now the population is now feel the consequence of their own actions for hosting Amba terrorists. So what did the population do? They go tell the Amba boys, they say, we no want una anymore for our house, for our communities. Them. They drive them out. When every single village in the Anglophone zone, it reached for that level where they talk for the Amba boys and say, we do not want you anymore. You do not stand or represent us in any way. Drive the kingdom out of their communities them. Report all their movements and everything to the communities them. Do Operation Sunshine on them. The ones the way they drop their guns, they drop and save their lives. The one that they don't drop and they wipe them to them. Peace it will return for that village. Peace it will return for that community. That is the truth. Ma tell you now what happened after Amba versus Amba, after the wipe. This guy will be called himself say Opopo for Munyenge side day. After they wipe Opopo, the villagers and for that village, they go clean their community. They go clean the chief and all man gather. They clean their village. All man come on back. Whether you be there for Kumba, you be there for Boya, they start go them back for village. Yes. And what will happen? That way the Amba shit no white blast they discover say wait now wait that don't happen. And even some of the population where they be there for bush. With the Amba boys them, because they be hide for bush, because at that time Opopo be terrorize those people them. Now the villagers they don't come out enough for bush, they come them back for town. The Amba boys they come back, they come out for bush, they come for town, can't drive the villagers and catch them, be beat and send them back for bush. I love that incident. That was so sweet. The Amba boy they can't tell and say when they go back for village, say water and that's what the Amba can't talk. Say when they go back for village, say water and when I come back for bush, they drive them, beat the villagers and send them back for bush. Why? Because they need the villagers and for be their human shield for bush. Because they know, say if not only Amba there for bush, military could go wipe them. But the only reason why military did not even want to go for some of those areas and that because they mingle with the civilians and military no one kill the civilians them. So they just leave them for bush. They made a shoot monkey the chop and for they that one see who. They go turn rape now so the villagers them for day. They go turn kidnap now so the villagers them for day. And then they go turn commit atrocities them only within themselves. So they don't see no you're on the man. That is the truth. They don't see no man. The population where they suffer the consequence. When they don't decide, say this thing get to end, it go end. And it no go end. No one day, no day where it go day like that VE day for Europe, victory in Europe. It no go end like how it end for United States where they get a surrender. It no go end like how it end for Biafra. No day way you could just woke up so you say Amba terrorism no day anymore. No, it don't go happen like that. It go happen for village by village. It go happen community by community, but it not go happen instantly throughout the whole territorial space. It not go happen like that. So you where you still get Amba for your community, you where you still cry Amba, ask yourself why. Because Kambe need to cry Amba. Kambe need to cry Amba. When I don't ever see some Kambe person really worry about Amba. No, na simple question. Have you ever seen a incumbent person where they worry about Amba, where they complain about Amba? Why not? You don't ever see a person where come up for Limbe and they complain or worry about Amba. Why not? In many villages them, communities them around the Anglophone, for our law, for Lebia Lem, for other areas, the vast majority of Lebia Lem, when I don't hear they complain about Amba. No, why not? Simple question, why not? Because Amba no exist for there anymore. Amba no exist. In many of these, now why I tell you say, now you get only for Momo, and even for Momo, now only some small part of Momo, now only Batibo, for that side for Guzang, and where you get some small pockets of Amba for there, and then some villages them down Batibo, they where they get one camp for day. Now all that for Amba, for the whole of Momo, and then for Bui, you get small Amba city for Bui, and then you get for Boyo, you get Arke for Boyo. That's it. And then you get for Lebialem. Lebialem no even get up to 20 Amba boys for Lebialem now. So for the whole of that division. Now only Oliver Lekaka, and where I don't tell you, say any fear for make even audio. Every audio where when I hear Oliver Lekaka put out there, when I listen carefully, when I hear crickets in the background. Now any wait na nighttime, and then they now for some hole where don't hide. And then put 3 or 4 guards them 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers away. So that when any military one kind, they will first wipe another one, then it will hear bullet sound, it run for the opposite direction. Now the strategy that now the only reason that way the shit no wipe last is still there alive today. That is it. And then so some person don't leave. I want to read 1 or 2 comments then because they like some contribute them, they get some interesting contributions them for making for this live broadcast. I get a few more minutes for go and then we'll wrap them up, we'll end the live broadcast. So no. Now give me 1 second. Some person to talk something way I really want to see. Yes, the Belches attest on talk say Oliver Lekaka no first even dinner for Lebia himself. So I don't know if Nafi see the screen might increase the font size. So yes, Oliver Lekiaka self, he no first even day na for Libya Lem as belt to the talk. He don't run. He dey na for Manu. He dey hide for some bush there because Manu, first of all, it get thick forests. It be heavily forested. So now Fisiam. Yes. So contractor black leg day here. I tell some belt is I tell some belt is talk say he is not even in Libya Lem but in Upper Bayang. That's the truth. Yep, and then Tabe Agbo Patrick, it also say we must crush all the amber. Now the only way that will bring peace and tranquility back in the Anglophone region. Okay? So now the comment that, so Julius Udom say my 40 for Banga Bakundu, any amber way enter there, you name na die. Yes. So it go happen na community by community, na village to village. Now, so it go happen for this for wipe amber. No magic button, no there some person go press amber disappear once and for all for the whole of Northwest and Southwest. No, it go happen community by community, village by village. Now, so it go happen. So make una mash fire for continue for the share. So Jack Burton talk and say the population have to rise against amber terrorism. That is the only solution. It's either una rise or would I continue for the suffering? That is it. Their days are counted. So Bakala CFA don't finally join we. You know your responsibility and your role. Now for march fire for continue for the Sheram make it go far and wide. We march fire. So now so we do So for all the contributors the way that they join we, whether you watch them live or you join later on, you get responsibility. So as we don't talk, I might wrap them up. America talks that they get resolution upon resolution. What's are the resolutions today? 3 years after the resolutions them, wait it don't change. So the people the way they say they talk, say they made a dialogue with Amber for resolve the Anglophone crisis. We did already dialogue with the Amber boys on the ground. What an Arke to Nambere to Beltus to the other ones them. This one where I don't just play on a video where we call itself say General Chacha. Escape will no dialogue with you. In fact, we even dialogue with you to the level where actually no now we. Now Amber versus Amber the wipe Chacha. It don't get nothing for do Cameroon government. They wipe the food, give small kumkum. It sleep like foul. Make noise. They wipe them. It sleep. The other one, they make noise, Fonte Lucas, they wipe him, he sleep. Ivan Bat, they wipe him since December 2018, he sleep. Yes, you get the one Spirito. That way Clovis become for Bush. It there all the beginning say when I come out in our own life from Spirito to Ekeku to the other one, they wipe him. Maybe they don't sleep. Who's are the day today? They don't sleep. Even the one 10 kobo, like I don't talk. No, that one self will need to waste your time. Your own time become. Whether not in 100 years, the atrocities where some of this particular one, the way they know the truth today, they don't be manipulated anymore because the time for manipulation don't pass. Now 2018, 2019. For 2020, 2021, you still there for that bush. Up to now, we don't want you for DTR Center anymore. I don't care which person talk. No man no pay me money, say me I go advertise DTR Center. I do them on my own volition because I've been no saying that the right thing for do. And we don't already make them to the level where all Amba shit know why that's where they did for Bush. They know and they understand the reality about what the way it go on. They know all the Amba boys they still there for Bush. If they deny them for coming for that Bush now, all we will get for doing now waiting. Wipe them. Kumkumization. That is the solution. We don't get time for play tabala with Amba shit, no white blast them are contributing. So now our own situation for the Anglophone zone, it will be resolved. No magic button, no day where some person will press them and then it will not just see say Amba stop. In no day. So now we with the sunshine, I don't give you an example upon example how you sunshine some person and then the person is surrender. You sunshiny is surrender. You sunshiny a help the military, they wipe them. That is it. That is just it. And then when I go see and say this, so whether not even only two will wipe them or de-radicalize them a day, at the end of the year, now 700 Amba shit no wipe and that way they don't de-radicalize them or they don't wipe them, they don't move them out of Amba. And then you know say if you care the talk say so if they care the talk say na 7,000 Amba the day for Bush, if we wipe 700 every year, it means that we'll get 7 years to go. Only 7 years. Yes. Only 7 years. We'll get 7 years to go. And then this nonsense it will end. It will end. And then Anglophones, the need for learn for get better leaders than people the way they feel talk on their behalf. Yes. Anglophones they need better leaders than the way they feel lead them. The Sakos and a commerce and the tapang, they don't just come make them Anglophones, they look like fufu head them all. Yes. So Anglophones they stop for the listen to people then like Nijon Fundi, they listen to Tapang, Sako, and Ayabacho, non-entities them. No. This nonsense cannot be allowed to continue again my contribution. So I thank all the black legs where they don't assemble here, they watch. I hope say when I do wait where black legism it be all about now mash fire for the share.
I am also very strong physically. I can box you hard. You see me like I'm huge. I'm fat and huge. But I have muscles. I can box you and remove some tooth in front of your teeth.
So when I don't hear any person where you know share this live video, I go send Mark Barretta for your back. It go box you very hard. And it go box you and remove some teeth in front of your tooth. Or now some tooth in front of your teeth. Now so Mark Barretta talks, he go do one for una. For any person where you know share this live broadcast, my contribute them.
Lesson number one, my contribute talks about it. Listen, whether or not you accept, my contribute is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So we got to be technical to what he do. So Ambazonians will thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
Yes, thank you plenty my country people. Now, make we go ahead and then we will play our Kumkum Anthem. Actually, no, we don't play Kumkum Anthem because we don't really play them twice. And then we'll just end the live broadcast. And then we'll go wrap them up. But before I go, as I be tell una, make I remind una what the Amba it be like for 2018 for. Remind una how much we will win. Na Libya Alem this Red Dragons of Libya Alem for 2018. Time with Beltus and even Kingsley be still there for Bush with them with Valentine, with Rado, with the other one, then for Sir Michael and the rest. Now listen. And Ayeke.
That is a red dragon. That is a red dragon with your fever.
Una don't hear no? Na Libya Alem that for 2018. Una hear? So now Oliver Lekiaka that now the she no wipe last than that. Many of these ones and so we don't already wipe them since now Amber this for 2018. I no go ever stop for the remind una because if una no know who's how we will come out, una no go appreciate who's how we will day to day. Una no go appreciate how far we don't come. Now time this way they call it a film marshal because they act all these kind of films them. Una ask Oliver make he can act another film for 2021 make we see him. The last one will be act and will be some grumbip they be come up for some wholesale accountant they only reach now them about 9 or 10. Make him make another film. May we see if Oliver fit stand and make film. Another film with even that 12 beginning for your back, I go wash and give. Even the costume, the way they wear and for you, where they make that film them. It not still even get the costume them. Military, they don't go attack the camp, it run live and all the CCs, they think them. All the beginning, so they don't wipe them, they don't kill them. Then the ones the way they don't run the day Nigeria, the one the way they get half foot, half hand, the one the way they don't, they for the DTR center and everywhere else. So you have to understand what's our way would they now and how far we don't come for you for appreciate them. The peace and tranquility we don't come back for Libya now as a result of our black legism. So we get to match fire for go for before with that black legism. My contribute them. So make me appreciate all una when una don't join today, una share them and it go far and wide. We get Ayuk Agbo Afons, where now also a panty Valentine. We get Contractor Black Leg, one of the most prolific black leg for Facebook. Una make sure say una make una add it as friends as well. We match fire. We get Tar Jacob too. It there for here. We get we get some one day firma and entertain this one. It's a Cameroon government don't have any money to give you this time, my brother. Don't worry, they get plenty. Look, see who's at the 5-star hotel. Hey, countryman. You see who's our day right now. Make her entertain. This shit no wipe last. This bed alone, orthopedic mattress and everything. Okay, the toilet subway. Me at the motor inside. Ma show you. As I pass, the lights they come on because it be motion. Now motion sensor. Now the bathroom this now. The toilet where me at the motor inside. Amba shit no wipe last. It clean past the pan where you chop inside. Okay, bread and sardine self. I need to chop bread and sardine anymore. I the chop now lobsters, squid. Okay, I the chop now the most expensive type of seafood. And yes, they repay whether you like them or not. Okay, so my plug my phone, make it charge because it don't notify me say battery day at 15% only. So I put some small juice. Wait, now give me. Wait, why is it not charging? Okay, my contributor them. We go wrap up, play the anthem stuff. This 15% it go take we. Any other amber sheet no wipe last way. You want to leave comment. By all means, leave the comment in the comment section so that make countryman remember for ban you from our account, from our Facebook page. You could continue for the watch because you know if you ever ignore countryman, you could continue for the watch. But you no go ever leave a comment again under our page because we know the dialogue with Amber Sheet no wipe last. We match fire, we compromise them, and we go on. So sorry, my contributor for any interruptions. Them now because my battery it be a little bit low, I need to indicate. So we get Beltus here again. It will say I am the one with the phone on this video. So Beltus they talk this particular video. Say na ye be the record them. Now Beltus behold the camera. It they record this video. Now Beltus be the record this one. Okay. So and then you get Nelsie OC. He say Nelsie OC. He say what he say. Igwe no kill me with laugh. No, we all die with our laugh. We enjoy our life. Now wait. Yes, Phil Anderson say Igwe we go match fire, continue for the match. And then Ndodi Nguldi say film Masha will never act this type of film anymore. He don't forget the supporting actors, then I go act them out. Belt is a Gary talk say he can only go and kidnap innocent civilians before acting with them. Except say go kidnap innocent, but if he kidnap innocent civilians, he no get the costumes and forgive them, either wear them no. We go so no. We could know because the innocent civilian, they will come there with their slippers and changshu. Oh my God, una the yes, una the make man the laugh. Okay, una listen.